Hi, this is Matt with AppliancePartsPros.com. Today we'll be showing you how to repair your appliance. Remember, anytime you work on an appliance, make sure it's unplugged or the circuit breakers are off so there's no chance of electrocution. Also make sure you turn off the dishwasher's water supply underneath the sink. In this video we're going to show you how to change out the KitchenAid Dishwasher Chopper assembly. It's going to be a very easy repair and should only take a few minutes to show you how to do it. If you already have one of these, great. If not, you can click on the link below or get it at AppliancePartsPros.com. When you open up the package, you're going to get the new chopper assembly. The chopper assembly is located inside the dishwasher pump. The main reason to be changing it out is if it's damaged and the choppers aren't cleaning off the screen, which will cause a reduction in water pressure. In order to get to the part, we have to open up the dishwasher door. Now that we have the door open, we can pull out the lower dish rack and set it on the counter. With the rack out, we can remove the lower spray arm and the top of the pump. To get the lower spray arm out, we're going to grab the hub with the pliers and turn it clockwise. It's reverse threads, so turning it clockwise takes it out. Once you have it loose, you can lift the spray arm out and set it aside. In order to get the other water line off, we have to release these clips. There's one on each side. You want to release it so this supply tube can move around. Now that we have the water line released up here, we can take a big screwdriver to release this tab right here. Once you have it in there, you have to turn this whole assembly clockwise so it releases and comes out. Once you have it released like this, then you can turn the supply tube a little bit more and lift it off. Then we can lift out the hub and the bearing and set it aside. Now that we have the spray arm hub out, we can use a Torx 20 driver and remove the screws that hold the top of the pump on. Now that we have the screws out, we can pull the top of the pump out. Once you have it out, you can set it aside. To get to the chopper, we have to take the cover off. We're going to use our Torx 10 driver to remove the screw on the left. And then we can use a flathead screwdriver to release the locking tab that's on the right-hand side. Once you have that released, all you have to do is lift the cover out. Now that we have the cover out of the way, we can reach in and take out the chopper assembly. You want to reach in with a screwdriver and kind of pull it out towards the front of the dishwasher so it disengages from the motor. And then once you have it pulled out, you can lift the chopper assembly out. Here's the old chopper assembly next to the new one. If you already have one of these, great. If not, you can get it at AppliancePartsPros.com. To put the new chopper assembly in, you have to retract it just like we pulled it out with the screwdriver. So what we're going to do is push the chopper assembly out and put a 5/8 inch wrench behind it. So that way when we put it into the dishwasher, then we can release it and this will engage with the motor. Once you have the chopper assembly on the wrench, we can line it up in the pump and push it down into place. Once you have it in, we can pull the wrench out and look inside to make sure that the coupler attached to the motor. Once you have it in there, we can put the cover back on. To put it in, all you have to do is lower it down into place, making sure that this end snaps in. And then we can use our Torx 10 driver to put in the screw on the other side. Now that we have the cover on, we can put the top of the pump assembly back on. All you have to do is line it up and push it down into place. Once you have the top of the pump back on, we can use a Torx 20 driver to put the screws back in. With the top back on the pump, we can put the hub back into the pump Make sure you didn't lose the washer. Then we can take our supply tube and set it down onto the pump. Once you have it down, you have to remember we release this water tube when we took it off. So you just have to pull the upper rack out a little bit, and then we can swing this over so we can put it into the tube and turn it all together so it locks into place. Now that we have the supply tube back in, you want to reach up on the back wall and make sure your water supply tube is snapped back into the retainer clip. Once you have it clipped in, we can put the spray arm back on. To put the spray arm on, all you have to do is set it down onto the hub and screw it in. You want to make sure you screw it counterclockwise, and it is sometimes a little bit tricky to get the thread started, so be careful. But once you get it started, you can just screw it on. You can very carefully turn the hub with the pliers if you can't turn it with your fingertips. And like I said, it is a little tricky sometimes, so make sure you line it up and get it started correctly so you don't damage anything. Now that we have the lower spray arm reinstalled, we can put the lower dish rack back in, slide it back into place, and close the dishwasher door. Turn the water back on, plug it in, and take it for a spin. Thanks for joining us for another successful repair brought to you by AppliancePartsPros.com. Check out our other repair videos on our site, Facebook, and YouTube.